Hello everyone and welcome to this video in which we will demonstrate how to create and use communities on the KCTI. Here we see the page that hosts all the communities that users have created on the KCTI so far. And these communities are collaborative spaces where users can start conversations and interact with one another about translation and interpretation related topics. First of all, in order to create a community, you need to be logged in to the KCTI website. You can log in here at the top of the screen. If you do not have a profile on the KCTI yet, you will get the opportunity to do so there using EU login. And we also have a dedicated page with a step-by-step guide on how to do so. And you can access that page from the footer here. So if necessary, you can also consult this page. Once logged in, we can scroll down to the collaborative spaces, select communities, and then we'll be able to create a new community here. So when creating a community, there is some info that you will need to enter. Of course, a title. Let's say we just had a conference on the use of AI tools in the booth, and I want to create a community to discuss the conference with the members. So then in the body, you can give a longer explanation or questions about the topic. So let's say here we will post the final results of our research. And here you can also invite members to ask questions, for instance, or to make contributions. And as you can see, there are also options here to format the text, to add tables, hyperlinks, create lists as well. You can also structure the text a bit more by creating headings. And you can also add media. Then under categorization, you will be able to select the type classification. In this case, I will select conference interpretation, and you can also select keywords. Now these keywords and the type can both be used later by users to filter and to look for communities on a specific topic. Then you can select the visibility of the community. If you select public, that means that it will be displayed in the list of communities available to anyone, and anyone will also be able to join. If you select private, then only members added by the creator of the community will be able to view the community and interact in it. So that means that you will have to add members actively yourself. Finally, under the Multimedia tab, you can add media and files. You can also directly do that in the body that we saw under the General tab, and you can also still do it later on. And then once you save it, the community will be created.
Within a community, all members can create posts. There are two ways of creating posts. You can create posts by clicking on the button Write a new post, or editing the field Subject and Comment at the end of the blog section. Now we're going to click on the Write a new post button. Now here you can put the title of the post and the text or a comment. Save comment. and the post appears in the blog section of the community. Now here you can click on edit if you want to modify the post. In this case, we're gonna use this opportunity to tag someone. We start putting the name or the surname and choosing then the person to tag. We can click on save. So now that we have tagged a person, we can see the tagging in the body of the post. We can click on the name of the person to see his or her profile, and the person will have received an email in his private mailbox. We have here under also the buttons like and report. We can like a post and we can also report a post. Once done so, the person in charge of the community could check about the reports and likes by accessing the dedicated section from the menu on the top of the page. Once you click on reports, you can see all the comments reported. You can also click on likes to see all the comments that have been liked.
Within a community, you also have the possibility to create a wikidoc via the left-hand menu. A wikidoc is a shared document that all members of the community can draft collectively, for instance, with some conclusions of the discussions that took place within this community. The interface looks similar to when you create a regular post, the difference being that all members can edit and contribute to this document. So when you navigate to the Members tab within the community, you will be able to see a list of the members. And if you want to add a member, we can use this button over here. And we can then search for the person we want to add. They will then appear in the drop-down menu. Now, this person has to have a profile on the KCTI or else they will not appear here. So if you want to add someone who does not have a profile yet, they will have to create one first. If you tick the admin box here, this person will have the same rights as you as the community creator, meaning that they will be able to also edit the community itself. If not, if you don't want them to have these rights, you can leave this box unticked. Members that are not an admin will still be able to interact with the community. So, for instance, write a post or reply to another post, but they will not be able to edit the community itself. Once you click save, the user will receive a notification that they have been added to the community via the email address that they used to create their EU login account. Going back to the list of members, we can now see that the new member has been added. And in order to manage them, you can click the arrow next to view member. You can either edit the member and make them an admin or take away their admin role here. Or you can choose to remove a member.
You will only be able to edit a community if you created it or if the creator gave you an administrator role. In this case, you could go and click on the edit button in the menu on the top of the page, and there you will be able to modify all the fields that were filled in when the community was created. In this case, language, title, headline, and also categorization. Here we are on the home page of the community section of the KCTI. Here on the right side of the page, you have the full list of communities currently available on the platform. Each and every community is characterized by a title and a subtitle, plus its keywords, plus the number of members currently part of the community. On the left side of the page, we have the filter section. At the top of the section, we find the search box, where you can type free text to search into titles and descriptions of the communities. Furthermore, you could filter based on type classification. They can be found here. Keywords or tag indicated here, and languages. And last but not least, group visibility, private or public. Once the correct values selected, you can simply click on the button Apply to see the result appearing on the page. Once we find the community that we are interested into, we can click on the title and click the button Join Community to be part of the community. Once clicked on the button, we get this screen, then we click again on the Join Group button. And here we are. The approval is automatic because it's a public community. So now we are part of the community named I'm Learning Italian. Now, to get an overview of all the communities you are part of, you can click on the arrow next to your name, go to My Account, and click on My Communities to have a general overview of all the communities you are part of.
So we have now come to the end of this video. In case you have any further questions, you are very welcome to contact us by writing to this email address that you can find on our contact page, and you can access this page via the footer here.